Hello there, and welcome back to the Anything Goes project. Today we're going to talk about multi-tools, and I just recently did a video on my most carried tools for the year of 2022, and the SOG Power Pint and the SOG Power Access fell into it. So today we're going to actually dive into those two tools and talk about what it is that I like about them. So stay tuned. Well, looks like we're back, and it is a wonderful morning to actually be discussing multi-tools. And like I said, 2022, I ended up with this in my pocket a lot. This thing pretty much rode around with me everywhere I went. My pocket, my backpack, if I couldn't have it on my person, it was somewhere near me. And this was the SOG Power Pint. I fell in love with this little guy at the beginning of 2022. Prior to that, I had been using like the Gerber juice, not the Gerber, but the Leatherman juice. I had a Gerber dime that I was using, and what really attracted me to this was this pocket clip here and the amount of tools that were in this thing. So today we're going to go over it, and I'm going to show you why it was one of my favorites. Okay, so right now we have two power accesses and my SOG Power Pint. Now let's talk about why I think that this is probably one of the best pocket tools, in my opinion, simply because of the functionality of it. One, you see right here in the top, it's got this 1/4-inch driver holder, and unlike some of the other like Leathermans and stuff like that I've used, this thing, once you put this in here, it's got a little magnet in there that holds it in place. But once you put it in there and you've actually got a grip on this and you're twisting, this is not coming out. You physically have to let it go for it to come out. And I love that about the SOG Power Pint. It's a small tool that if I need to use a 1/4-inch bit of any kind, whether it's a Torx or a little flat bits or the little bitty square bits and stuff, because I've used those quite a bit as well. And this it's just right there. It's readily available. I don't have to have a nut driver. I don't have to have specialty bits, unlike you do with the Leatherman. I can use pretty much any of the bits that are in my arsenal or here at the house or in my tool bags. The DeWalt ones, the SOG ones that come with the SOG Power Access, or just whatever. So that's why I've really enjoyed that. I've used that quite a bit. And on top of that, this little blade, I discussed this in a last video that I did, this little blade right here is probably one of my most used blades in my pocket. I do carry a Benchmade bug out, the 535 on me. However, I'm constantly grabbing this one for doing little small tasks. This little blade is super sharp, super easy to sharpen, and it's just so functional. Now let's look at some of the other tools that are in the Power Pint. Obviously, we've got the little leather awl right here. So it's got a good edge on it. It's good and sharp. And then you've got your jeweler's screwdriver. And this jeweler's screwdriver has saved my butt a few times because I wear glasses and sometimes they get loose. It's just convenient to have one on a multi-tool that you can physically pull out and fix your glasses if you need to, your sunglasses. It's just convenient to have it there. Also, small electronic devices. They happen to use these little bitty screws in them. Well, that's helped me out quite a few times. And then again, we've got the cord cutter. This little cord cutter works really good. I do a lot of work with paracord, and this cord cutter has come in handy quite a few times. It's just unbelievable how well it works. And then on this side, we've got the nail file, or not a nail file, but it's an actual metal file. On one side, we've got what's called the bastard file, which is the really rough and coarse. And then on this side, you've got a mill file, which is the straight lines, not the serrated. And then here, you've got a little bit of a metal saw. And it does work pretty good. I've used it on quite a few occasions doing work here around the house. Okay, now on the other side, you've got your serrated blade. Then you've got your can opener right here. And this actually works really well. I've used it a couple of times. And then, of course, you've got a little bitty small Phillips head. That, it works really good on, like I said, those small electronics. And then on this one, you've got your bottle opener. And then this small little punch right here that works really good for stuff like SD cards and stuff like that. And then the final thing on this tool that is an absolute must, the scissors. I use these scissors all the time. Sometimes I'll be doing something and I'll notice I've got like a funky thread hanging off my shirt. I can snip it. Works really great for that. Also, paracord working with that works good. Zip ties, all kinds of stuff. I have cut pretty much everything I can possibly think of with these scissors, and I've never had an issue with them. SOG makes really good scissors. I would compare the SOG scissors to the Victorinox scissors that are in their Huntsman's and their other Swiss Army knives. So this is, like I said, this has gone with me pretty much everywhere. And one of the other things I like about it, and this is something that I see a lot of people talk about with the Leatherman series, the free series, one-handed access. There you go. This does the same thing as the Leatherman does. I can open this with one hand, and that is what I can have a hold of my workpiece, flip this out, and be ready to rock and roll with it. So that's the SOG Power Pint. Now, I for a long time carried a Leatherman. This is my Leatherman super tool. This is the 300. Absolutely love this tool. It's a great tool. I've used it on multiple things. However, with the design of it and the way it's built, I for some reason have always keep coming back to the SOG Power Access. They weigh about the same. However, if you look at them side by side, the Super Tool is a little thicker and it's a little bit more bulky to carry around in your pocket. This is a little thinner, like I said, and it works great for your everyday tasks. And again, like the Power Pint, it has the bit driver in the tip. It has all the same, pretty much almost all the same tools, except for in this one, you've got these really, really super sharp saw blade, and everything in the Power Access does lock, and that's what I like about that. This is locks. It's not going to go anywhere. It's got a little thumb press here that you press it and you can release it. You've got a little pry bar here, a little pry bar that you can use as a flathead screwdriver as well. This pry bar works great. I've opened many paint cans with it, and it's just a really good tool. And then we've got, let me see what else we got in here. Here's the thing that I like about it. That right there. That's your bit driver. Unlike some of the other ones that I've seen on the market, your Leathermans and stuff, they've got their own proprietary bit drivers and stuff. This will work with any 1/4 inch nut driver. So the SOG Power Access comes with its own nut driver. And the interesting thing I like about this one is it will not only lock here, it's locked in, so you can use it to torque this way or torque it this way. You can also push the thumb press, pull it back out, and it'll lock in a straight on. So that way you can actually use it as like a screwdriver. Now, here's the driver that it comes with. And this adapter right here works with any 1/4 inch socket. So it just goes on, locks into place, and it's got these tension springs here that hold it pretty dang good. And like I said, you can use it in this position. I can use it as a wrench, use it as a driver, and it works wonderful. And the thing I like about SOG is when you order this, it comes with a complete set of bits, and they give you the 1/4 inch driver. This driver will work with any of the bits in here, but like I said, any 1/4 inch socket will fit the SOG Power Access. I can put a 10mm socket on here. As a matter of fact, I will give this to you as an example. I was changing out a battery in my son's vehicle about a week ago, and I had to have an 8mm socket. Well, I just reached in the toolbox and grabbed an 8mm socket, and I used the SOG. Slapped it on here, boom, loosened up the terminals, and it worked great. So that's the benefit of this. You can use pretty much any 1/4 inch sockets on it. Now, let's go finish up on this one. This one also has the leather awl, and it is a very sharp one. It's got a good edge here on the side, and I do work with leather, so this has come in handy a few times. This one also has the 2-sided or 3-sided file. You got your bastard file on this side, mill file on this side, and then a metal saw on the face of it. So, other side, this, I don't know what it is about this blade. It's just something about that blade design, the thinness of it. I have used this multiple times for various jobs, even in the kitchen, slicing tomatoes. It's just something about this blade design, the thinness of it. It works for the jobs I want, and it's probably one of my favorites as far as like the design of the blade. See, we can look at the Leatherman blade, compare it to this one. There's a big difference in the blade width, and I don't know, it's just, for some reason this works better for me. I like this blade better than the Leatherman blade. I've got a wave back there. Even the wave blade design is a little bit different than this, and I still prefer the SOG over it. And I guess it's just a personal preference here, because I know there's a lot of people that are diehard Leatherman or diehard Gerber. This is my preference on it, and this is after carrying it for quite a while. And what I like about this is I can get this in the matte silver finish. Also comes in the flat black. And again, we've got, let me see, get my finger under there, these same blades on it. The black and the silver, there's absolutely no difference within the tools on it other than the coloring. So you pretty much choose which color you want on it. Now let's go back to the rest of the tools. Let me pop this back into place so we don't cut ourselves. Again, we've got a can opener here. You've also got your standard Phillips bit, and then you've got your bottle opener, which also has a flathead on it. And even the SOG Power Access has that small, precise jeweler's flathead on there. And again, glasses, small electronics, things that you're working on around the house, that's going to come in handy. I do not suggest using it as a pry bar because it is so small and thin, you will bend it. I found that out. And then again, you've got a serrated blade on this one rather than a saw on the other side. The Power Pint does not have a saw, but it does have a serrated blade, and so does this one. And these serrated blades are super sharp. I work, like I said, with paracord. They cut any kind of rope or cordage that I want. This blade is perfect for that. Now, let's look at some of the other features that are on the Power Access and the Power Pint. I'm going to use the Power Access because it's a little bit bigger and you can see it. But if you'll look right across this bar here, you'll see this like little protractor symbol. That's because that's exactly what this is. There's a set of notches here on the sides that will tell you when you're in your 30 degree, 45 degree, 180 degrees, 90 degree, and they line up with these lines that are actually engraved onto the body. So not only do you have a tool that is functional, but you can also use it as a protractor. Setting your 45-degree angles. Want to find out what the angle or pitch of a beam or something is on a roof, pull this out and slap it up there, and now you've got your pitch. So that comes in really handy. It's also got a set of measurements on every single one of these edges, metric, centimeters, inches, and what is this one? This one's centimeters, and then this one's all in 1/4 inch increments, and this one's in inch increments, and then you've got your this is your inch increments. This is metric on this side. So they work. It's got multiple tools within one, and SOG does send you a nice little case to go with them. This side pouch that's on the case, I use it to hold my Olight and my little pin that I carry with me. However, that wasn't what it was originally designed for. It's made to put the bit drivers into, and it will hold them like that for you. However, I did find out something interesting about this case, which is why I now use the side pouch for a flashlight and a spare pin. Okay, when you open the case, this bit driver, if you put it with the bulge down, that fits perfectly in there, and it still seals up, and now you got it on your belt. So added stuff, you got your work light with you now. I've heard some people complain about the Velcro that's on these things. I've never really had any problem with the Velcro, and probably those that are having the problem with the Velcro sticking and stuff might get dirt and debris or fibers from their clothing in the Velcro. Every now and then you need to clean your Velcro so it'll stick better. But this works perfectly fine and beautiful. I've never had an issue with it. So, like I said, you got your bit set that comes with the SOG Power Access, and everything goes back in there. We can put this back in there. So as far as functionality, the SOG, they're a great tool. Also, you have a great warranty program with them. Getting a hold of their customer service is sometimes difficult, but contacting them through their Facebook Messenger page, usually within 30 minutes somebody will respond back to you, and they will actually get your warranty work started if you happen to break something on these things, and they will honor it. I've talked to them personally, and they're good people once you can get a hold of them, but I think that's pretty much with any company. It's just trying to get a hold of somebody. Now, let's talk about the pliers. You've got your dual function pliers. You've got your needle nose section here, and then your section here that actually has for the gripping process. And I've never had an issue with these slipping. I've used them quite a bit for breaking nuts loose when I was actually putting in a new water system within our chicken pens and stuff. I used this quite primarily to adjust all my fittings and stuff, and it worked great. The wire cutters are awesome. They cut pretty much any wire I've put them to. I've cut 12 gauge, 14 gauge, down to 10 gauge wire with these, no issues. And then in the back side, you actually have a crimper. This crimper can be used for doing your different fittings on your wires. I've used it for crimping just like little pieces of aluminum together for a little project or something that I'd be working on. So all in all, the SOG Power Access, the SOG Power Pint are pretty much my daily carries as far as multi-tools go. And bang for the buck. Leatherman run, depending on what model you get, can be quite expensive. They run anywhere from $75 to $200. The Power Pint is 40 bucks. Pretty much anywhere you go, $40, $45. Amazon, through their website, Academy Sporting Goods carries them, and you can pick one up there, and it's 45 bucks, lifetime warranty on it, and you will be very satisfied with it. The pocket clip is perfect. It's a deep pocket carry. It drops it down into your pocket. It's the Power Pint is light enough you don't hardly notice that you're carrying it. The SOG Power Access, depending on where you buy it, if you buy it directly from SOG, they run about $70 to $79. I've seen them vary in prices on Amazon from $65 to $80. So that's a really reasonable price for a really good tool. So there we go. This is my multi-tool carry. So with that, I want to ask you to comment below if you've had any experiences with the SOG tools, the Power Access. They've got several other ones. The Power Access is the one I like. They've got another one called the Power Assist. I've never used that one. That's the one that's actually got the little piece that opens up and allows all the tools to come out. Just something about it, the ergonomics of it just didn't seem right for me whenever I held one. This thing is really comfortable in the hand. Let me know in the comments below what your experiences are with these and the Power Pint. If this happens to be one of your daily carries, comment, let me know. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and go ahead and ring that bell. It's going to let you know the next time I drop a video. And with that, guys, I want all of you to have a wonderful weekend.